This is my interpretation of literature speech. It's called The Raven, original poem by Edgar Allan Poe, narrated by me, Matthew Beeson. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, "tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember it was the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from books a crease of sorrow, sorrow of the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whose angels name Lenore, nameless here for evermore. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is, I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there. Nothing more. Back into the chamber, turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely this is something at my window lattice. Let me see what the threat is, and the mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance he made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but, mane with lord or lady, perched above my chamber door. Perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. Perched and sat, nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient craven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." But the raven, still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bird, and bust in door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking "Nevermore." Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. "Wretch," I cried, "thy God has lent thee, by the angels he hath sent thee, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Be that word our sign in parting, bird or fiend," I shrieked, upstarting. "Get thee back into the tempests of the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from my heart, and take the form off my door." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." And the raven, never flitting, still sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all seeming of the demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming through the shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.